Hi, John. Yeah, you can definitely do that. What I might suggest, and it's totally up to you on how you do this, you could remove the main wrapper, and the main wrapper has all the bits and pieces inside of it, or you can just remove the styles for the main wrapper, and I will, and then then it just becomes the flat non-box thing there, and then you can just yank the content out, which may be a little bit easier for you. So basically, the first thing I'm going to do is pop in a Dreamweaver, and there's some style sheets that we could, there's three style sheets we can just quickly address, and I'll just show you where that is. And this may make your life a little bit more easier if you want. And if we go to the site styles, okay, the first thing we're going to open up is the, let me just find it here. It is the box layouts, and it is the inner background right here. Okay, because each one has sort of a, for the, depending on the what we're using, but the solid color right here. This is the grid background, the border, right? Just get rid of the these two lines right here. Okay, that's sort of step number one. We'll save that. Okay, and then we're looking for what we call the width, okay, and the 1200.css, that's the width we're using. Same thing for the main wrapper right here. Anything for the main wrapper, basically there's the background. You can remove the color right there, so that makes it a solid color or a transparent color, right? And you can change the width if you want to. There's really not much else you'd want to do in this particular style sheet here, because the paddings and whatnot are all good. It's just there's a background color so that the background of the page with the grid pattern won't show through the same, right? Mind you, I think we have the grid pattern right here that sort of we're using. That might get rid of it as well. There's one more style sheet to pick up on here. Just a second, we go find where that is. Edges, and we also have the edges folder here with the shadow.css. Okay, and if you get rid of these two lines right here, oops, those two lines right there, that'll get rid of the shadow. So if I save these all right now, just like so, and I preview my index page, for example, what I get is the same content, but without, right, as you can see, there's no sort of background behind the text, right? Certain box areas will have certain background colors to them to help them stand out, but that's sort of stage one, just to make it a little bit easier. Then you can go and yank out each individual section that you don't need. And that's where I would go into the index page like so, flip it over to the design mode here, and just scroll down and select each section. Actually, what I'm going to do is, I can't stand using the visual aids, so I'm going to hide them all, tidy things up a little bit. There we go. Right. So if I don't want these boxes up here, right, these first boxes, basically that's the what do we call these here? Oh, that's the slider right there. We want to keep that. Phone. Oh, it's this one right here, the main top. Right, so those are the social buttons and the phone, which are sort of turned off. And then you can basically, wherever you see a container wrapper, that's an entire section. Like this blue area here, that starts with a container wrapper, and the best way to find it is to, I like to use a Firebug. So this, see where it says container wrapper background 2, right? That's sort of a, one of the things here. And here's one, the container wrapper using the padding top of 20 right there, and then it's boom. So that's a good way to sort of find things and what their main div class is, right? So container wrapper, and then you can go into the code or the design view and sort of yank it out that way. Anyways, that's one way of doing it. The other way is, you said the main wrapper, maybe you just wanted to get rid of everything in the page there. Well, let me just see where the main wrapper right here is right there. Now that's the thing that's styled. You still need to go through the styles, or you can do the following. You can just simply go to the modify templates, and you can detach the template, detach from template. Okay, now using the dynamic web templates, certain regions are locked and certain regions are open. Unlocking it allows you to go and grab whatever you want. So if you're a coder, right, there's the main wrapper right there. Okay, and what you can now do is just everything below it, right? So let's say this entire row here, you can get rid of this entire row just like so, and then you can just easily grab, you know, the next, there's the container wrapper I was talking about there that has an entire other section. You know, you can sort of grab the entire div tag by, you know, double click on the word container or wrapper, go down to quick tag selector at the bottom here, select it and delete it, and then just you know, continue on. And when you see divider, that's just a line. You can actually just get rid of that div container right there. When you see divider, that just separates out the sections, right? So anything with a container wrapper is, like I said, that's pretty much the entire section with all the content, right? And then the container and the row inside of it, right? So typically you can just follow the div classes top to bottom, right? I like to suggest that you use the quick tag selector just in case something's not in alignment, right? So just double click on container, select the whole thing, and you're good. So that's the main wrapper there, and then you can yank out all the content the old-fashioned way.